You're driving along a stretch of roadway. Suddenly, you're stopped by armed police. Feeling that you've done nothing wrong, you may become upset. You may be calm. Depending on your background, your feelings about police, or what you may have heard in the media, you may develop apprehension. And on top of that, you're a legally armed concealed carry licensee in Chicago, Illinois. Hi, I'm Instructor Mike. You can follow me on Facebook at Instructor Mike or Mike Brown, on Instagram at Yes Mike Said It, or subscribe to my YouTube page, Instructor Mike, by hitting the subscribe button and hitting the bell for notifications. You know, I often get asked in my firearms classes the question of, what do I do if I'm pulled over by police? And these conversations are quite lively, and they end in discussions where students believe that no matter what they do, getting their license or not, they will end up on the bad end of a gun and the worst end of a bullet. Well, that's not always true. And the following video that you are about to see is a video of a Chicago police-involved shooting released by the newly formed City of Chicago Office of Police Accountability, having taken place May 11, 2019 at approximately 8 p.m. in the Lawndale neighborhood of Chicago. The footage, taken in part by Maggio News, shows 2 points of arguably most police encounters with concealed carry licensees. Be sure to subscribe to Maggio's News on YouTube as well. Let's take a look.
COPA just released a video of a police-involved shooting that took place on May 11, 2019 on the 3500 block of West Douglas in the Lawndale neighborhood. The video shows a frantic foot chase of an armed man.
I'm gonna fucking shoot you! I'm gonna fucking shoot you! I'm gonna fucking shoot you!
According to cops, this all started when they stopped a known gang member who they say showed a gun and then took off running towards the Lawndale Community Academy School. And that's when the pursuing cop claimed the 26-year-old ex-con and convicted gang member, Sherelle Brown, pointed a gun at him but did not fire. But the cop did fire, but eventually lost sight of the suspect after the shots were fired.
He turned right here. I don't know where else he went.
6-3, David, all right. 6-3, can we get the helicopter up? I know it's raining. All right, we'll check with PH1. We'll send it over.
Cops then flooded the area and a massive manhunt for Sherelle Brown was underway. During the search, they found a magazine along the chase route. The cop who engaged Brown said the magazine wasn't from his gun, but that he did reload and keep his empty clip in his pocket.
The weapon's recovered also.
Weapon recovered?
An address for the weapon recovery?
Oh, it's just the mag?
10-6-3. What do you say? 10-6-3, go ahead. 1448 South Lawndale. We have stun shell casings. Can I get a car to sit on it, please?
No, that's not my mag. That's his.
10-6-3, Adam. Yeah, it's the only one offender we're looking for.
During the fog of war, cops searching for Brown pulled over a man with a concealed carry, and at first thought he was the suspect. But had they listened to the original police radio transmission, they would have heard the suspect had a Nike logo tattooed on his forehead. This man did not have that tattoo. He was given his gun back and released.
Okay, relax. We're just doing our job, okay? If it's not you, it's not you. No, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Hey, listen.
Listen, my man. Let's do it.
You understand why you were stopped?
Bro, I understand, but it's just like, bro.
We did it. This is the way we do our job, okay?
But it's like, bro,
I'm going to give you your firearm back. It's going to be unloaded, okay?
I already know how y'all process goes.
Minutes later, there was more gunfire.
He's right in the gangway. He's right in the gangway.
Hey, we're looking for a male with a
He's right in the gangway. He's right in the gangway.
Great video. There are 2 important points of note here. One, when you are pulled over by police, remain calm. This is very important. Police may be responding to a situation you know nothing about, and they may know nothing about you specifically. Furthermore, you may know nothing about how the officer does their job. Most police officers are honorable persons under considerable pressure, doing an honorable thing, having to do the unthinkable at a moment's notice. The previous video showed a police chase involving a person being chased by police. In the competitive nature of attempting to stop crime in some of our crime-ridden neighborhoods, the police, who are humans, were likely under the same type of physiological and psychological stress that you may find yourself under when faced with a deadly threat. Because you are not going through that at the time of the traffic stop, it can become easy to misunderstand the officer's intent behind the traffic stop. As you can see in the video, the man who was stopped by police was not happy about being stopped, but he complied. He was handcuffed for officer safety, he was searched, had his firearm removed from his person and unloaded. Because of his compliance with police and the fact that he did not physically match the description of the person being chased, he was released from police custody with his unloaded firearm. While visibly upset, the encounter with the police ended well with him understanding the reason for the stop. The second point worthy of note is that while it is understandable about the apprehension that us black folks may feel about the prehistoric or the historic disenfranchisement and the negative treatment by law enforcement in our communities, future treatment is honestly subjective. And it is not fair to cast unreasonable assumptions on responding officers and then act on those assumptions expecting a positive outcome. It is better to remain calm, pull over to a well-lit area, follow the instructions of police, and if some police officers show their unwillingness to treat you with the respect that they would want to be treated with, be absolutely quiet and temper your emotions. It is ever more important that you appeal to intellect in the courtroom, not emotions on the street. This is Instructor Mike, and you've been trained. Follow me on Facebook at Mike Brown or Instructor Mike. Follow me on Instagram at Yes Mike Said It. Follow me or subscribe to this YouTube page by hitting the subscribe button and hitting the bell for notifications. Get in someone's concealed carry class. It is no one's job to protect you and yours but you. I'll see you around.